Hi, my name is Phil Struckmeyer, and I'm excited to be a part of the game plan training team. I'm here to talk about the missional essential of leveraging partnerships, the calendar, and events for greater missional outcomes. Archimedes, the great mathematician, once wrote, "Give me a lever long enough and strong enough, and I'll be able to move the whole earth." The principle here is that through the use of leverage, we can do things that would otherwise be impossible if we only acted on our own. Leveraging multiplies the effects and the efforts, allowing us to achieve results far beyond what our own effort contributed really amounts to. A Webster-type dictionary definition sounds like this: leverage is the use of capital, whether it's social, financial, or intellectual, that already exists to accomplish new and possibly greater things. I like how President Woodrow Wilson put it. He said, "We should not only use all the brains we have, but all that we can borrow." And I think that gets at the heart of this essential of how we want to be thinking as missional leaders in the world today. We want to think about everything that exists out there and how we can move towards it to express God's love, to bring the message of Christ, and to engage the culture and all the lives that we are really trying to reach. Leveraging partnerships missionally, if we just think about that leg of the stool here a minute, a good example that we've experienced that impact is through Kids Hope USA. I first heard about this from a pastor in our district. His name is Kyle Brown. He's at Berkeley Hills Wesleyan Church, and his church got involved in adopting an elementary, which is something they wanted to do to just be a better presence and better serve the community that they were in, but didn't really have a format or a way to interact with the school well on their own. But Kyle discovered Kids Hope USA, which is an organization that likes to partner with churches, and it's all based on reaching at-risk kids through mentoring programs. Teachers are blessed. It's not just the kids. The parents of the kids are blessed. The volunteers who are able to see a new way that they can serve with their gifts and within their schedules, they're incredibly blessed, and God has really done an amazing thing in our community. Second thing is leveraging our calendars missionally. And I like to think of this leveraging the rhythms that people in the culture are already, kind of living by or are already following. There seems like in every community, in every context, whether it's city or urban or a rural area, that there are already annual rhythms. One overarching one that I've found to be effective is as simple as September 1st, January 1st, and June 1st. That maybe everyone else in the world already realized this, but it was after several years of ministry and living that really seeing, man, every September 1st, something's ending and something's beginning. The summer is ending, the school year is starting, and everybody gets into that kind of a vibe or that kind of a feel with their life and what's going on within it. January 1st, again, a calendar year is ending and a new one is beginning. In June is really the wrap-up of most school years, and summer is starting. And we've just experienced a phenomenal effect of something far greater as we celebrate in a celebrative sense when lives are already celebrating the end of something, and as we kick off and launch new things, that if we launch when our culture and the community is launching, that just makes us more in sync, again, with all the lives that we're trying to reach, and again, to bring Christ and our lives towards in a missional sense. So leveraging partnerships, leveraging the calendar, and then lastly, leveraging events. How can we be more missional in how we do events as the church? There might be local, regional, or national levels, but it's really about finding out where people, again, already are and patterns that they already follow, that we can just come alongside and join them in the world and in their life they're leading, again, to bring Christ and the hope of his transformation into that. Community days, I think, are a common way of doing this. Every community or city has different festivals or things that they celebrate. I know of some communities that have Fork Fest. That was in Albion when I was a high school teacher. Riverwalk is what we celebrate here in Lowell every summer, and people just come out in the droves for that. Rib Fest was something in Kalamazoo, and most communities have that one. Concerts in the park are these times that, again, a whole community has already centered their lives, and somewhat leveraging means like the marketing and the resources that we get to use and don't have to use our own to see such events pulled off are just great opportunities. Things in pop culture, I think, are also fair game for leveraging. I think we've all seen the Super Bowl parties, but things like the Grammys and the Oscars or other seasonal kickoffs, March Madness is just around the corner. We're kind of in the thick of that, I think, right now. But are just ways, again, of thinking about the lives we want to reach. Where are they already living? How are they already leading their lives? And how can we go towards them to meet them where they're at? 5 things then to just kind of go through a who, what, when, where, and why. Questions that, again, can maybe help each of us pull a lid off of an existing ceiling that our ministry might be currently facing. First would be who. Who could we partner with to greater accomplish what God is leading us to do? Let's not play Lone Ranger or Marlboro Man and think of how can we just make a name for ourselves, but who's already doing it that we could just become invisible and come alongside them. So who, what need is going unmet in our community that we could team with others to meet? That I think too many times if we just see the need, we wonder about how could we do it, but let's build a team and get more people thinking about it and troubleshooting and coming up with the solutions and the planning of it, that let's collaborate as we go after that. When are people most and least available in my community to plan our calendar around? And I don't think it takes more than 3 years to fall into a rut of doing what we've done the way we've done it because we do it that way. Versus a fresh take of how's our community moving, how's our city moving, how's our culture moving, and how can we align our calendar with that? Where? How about where do people gather that we could hold events where people are already at instead of getting them to come to us? The whole heart of the missional movement is us going out, being sent. So where do people already gather that we could go in and live among? And lastly, why? Why do it alone when more is always merrier? Because when we do it together, there's the possibility of synergy and more to actually happen than what each of us contribute.